Krishna. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिनी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिनी। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणी। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देगं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the costless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. We are in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In fact, we are finishing today the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which has got 20 slokas. We finished 19 of them. So in the very first sloka of the 12th chapter, Arjuna asked a question: who is the best person? Who is the best in worshipping you? Evam satata yuktaye bhaktasvam paryupasate echapi aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamam. So those who worship you as a person in your personal form, or those who are worshipping your impersonal feature, who is considered the best? And Krishna very clearly said that Teme yukta tamo mataha. That means those who are fixing their mind upon me as a person. Mayavesya manoyema nitya yukta upasade sraddhayo parayo peta teme yukta tamo mataha. So that way we know very well that Krishna is actually the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So if you worship him, worship Krishna as a person, it's very easy for us to go to him, reach him. In fact, that is the best way to go to Krishna. Otherwise, the path is going to be very difficult and troublesome. Klesho adhiga taras tesam avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkam dehavadbir avapyat. Also in the 5th chapter we studied that sannyasas tu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogata. So we are going to get dukkha. So sannyasas tu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogata. So yogataha is very important. We should not be ayogataha. So yoga is very important. So we should achieve the status of yoga. That's what is very important. So if we achieve the status of yoga, yogataha, so we are going to go to Krishna very quickly. So ayogataha means we are not following the process of becoming a yogi. A yogi is a person who is acting, who is doing all the activities for Krishna and not affected by the results. So that's what is known as yogi. So when we worship Krishna as a person, we will be able to act for him. We will be able to do everything for Krishna because we treat Krishna as a person. And of course, Krishna also has got his impersonal feature. But when we worship Krishna as in an impersonal form, so then we cannot dedicate anything that easily. So that way, here the problem is that becoming a yogi is going to be very, very difficult. So becoming a yogi means acting and not expecting the results. So not getting affected by the results. So that means we are a yogi. That's it. Just do everything for Krishna and not worried about the results. Don't get worried about the results. That is the main thing. And how is it possible? It's very much possible if you have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. How was it possible for Arjuna in the battlefield without worrying about the results? He was able to fight without even able to think about what is going to happen. He was just able to fight in the battlefield. Just because he was fighting for Krishna. Just because he had the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So if we have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we are acting for Krishna, so then it is possible for us to not get worried about by anything in this material world. We don't have to be affected by anything in this material world because we are fully focusing our mind and intelligence only on Krishna. So that's the secret of Krishna consciousness. So if we are able to think and remember Krishna all the time and do all the activities only for Krishna, so if you are able to progress to that status, so that's what we need to use this life for. This life, human life, what we have got now, it's a great opportunity, and we should use this opportunity to elevate ourselves to that state that we should act only for Krishna. We should do anything for only for Krishna. Like in general, parents, they do everything for the child. Normally, they don't care about themselves. A mother doesn't care about whether she is able to get good food or not, but she wants to make sure that the child gets satisfied. That is the main thing. The child is happy. So here, Krishna is our supreme father and our supreme child. Krishna is everything for us. So we want Krishna to be happy with us. That is the main thing. And of course, Krishna wants us also to be happy. Krishna doesn't want us to struggle and suffer in this material world. So that way, all the time, we should only think, like Mother Yasoda all the time was thinking about Krishna only. So like that, here we should only think all the time about Krishna. Whether we are able to make Krishna happy with our actions or not. That's what is very important. Very, very important. Extremely important. That whether we are able to please Krishna, we are able to make Krishna happy with what we are doing. If we are going after material sense objects, doing Ugra Karma, not able to relax, not able to regulate our activities, and if we are struggling and suffering in this material world, which is the Dukkhalayam, the place of miseries, temporary miserable place, then definitely Krishna won't be happy with us. Krishna is not happy. So, but Krishna is not motivated by false ego. Krishna is not controlled by false ego. So Krishna, it doesn't mean that Krishna is not happy with us. That means Krishna immediately treats us as enemies or something. In this material world only, if we are not happy with some person, then immediately we will do we will act differently to that person. But here, that's not going to happen. Krishna is still going to love us. Krishna is always loving us. Krishna always wants us to get out of this material world. But if we are just following him, then Krishna will be very happy with us actually. So then Krishna, actually, we are able to please him. That's what is very important. So that way, now the ball is only on our court. We need to decide. That's what is very important. We need to act. So here we cannot blame anything on Krishna. We cannot blame on anything on anyone. Also, we cannot blame ourselves also because we are not acting, because we are not doing anything. But we cannot simply blame the three modes of material nature because they are only doing everything. They are the doer. They are doing everything. But we simply cannot blame that they are only doing all kinds of mistakes, committing all kinds of problems, all kinds of sins are done by the three modes of material nature. That also we cannot tell. And we are not committing sins. And we are not doing anything. So it's a very, very complex process. We need to understand what's happening in our life. So the only reason for our suffering is because of our ignorance. Because we don't have the knowledge. We don't have the knowledge about Krishna. We don't have Bhagavad Gita knowledge. That is the only reason. The only reason for our suffering and struggle in this material world, we don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. What happens if we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita? That's what we are getting. We are going to connect ourselves with Krishna. That's what we are doing every day. When we are studying Bhagavad Gita every day, we are connecting ourselves with Krishna. So that means at this point of time, we are remembering only Krishna. We are not thinking about anything else at this point of time at least. And imagine if we do like this every day. Of course, we are doing like this every day. And this has become our daily routine in our life. So daily, at this time, for us, it is fixed. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are connecting with Krishna. So this is a platform, this is an opportunity. So for all of us to come together from wherever we are there in this world. So for all of us to come together and connect with Krishna. For all of us to come together and forget about this material world. Don't think anything about this material world. So that way we are relieving all our stress at this point of time. We are really enjoying. This is the real enjoyment we are getting. So we are forgetting about everything in this material world and we are actually living in the real world now. This is what is the reality. This is what is the real world. That always getting connected with Krishna. So not forgetting Krishna. Otherwise in this material world when we forget Krishna, so that means we are suffering. We are in the imaginary world. We are thinking that in this material world, everything is going to go great and we are going to achieve this and achieve that and all such kinds of plans we make. But unfortunately, in each and every step, we will meet with only failure in this material world. If we are not able to connect ourselves with Krishna, whatever achievements we make, even if we think that we achieved, but in reality, actually, it's only failure. If we are, because when we get attached to the results, we are going to be bound by the results. So that means we are getting more entangled with this material world. So in that case, how we can say that it's an achievement? How we can say that it's a success? It's a miserable failure in this material world when we are getting more and more entangled in this material world, more and more bound to this material world with our actions. So that means our relationship in this material world is becoming very, very strong. So that means we are going to keep coming back to this material world. That's a problem. When we are getting ourselves bound more and more to this material world, so that means we need to take even more number of births in this material world. It's not going to stop. That means we need to die again and again. So how many times we can die? We have already died so many times. It's enough. Let us die only once and use this time effectively in Krishna's service. So that way, this is a great opportunity for us actually to understand this Bhagavad Gita and realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and then fully surrender unto Him by developing that love towards Krishna. And then we will be able to serve Krishna together and we will be able to please Krishna with our actions. So we will be able to offer everyday prasadam to Krishna. So that way our life is going to be very, very blissful, very happy life. Because there is no need for us to worry about anything. Because we are always going to depend on Krishna only for everything. So we are going to remember only Krishna all the time. We are going to do everything only for Krishna. Then there is no need to worry about anything. There is no need. This life is very short. This human life is very, very short. And time is running out. And we got the opportunity to realize that we are not the body, we are the soul. And we got the opportunity to listen to Krishna actually. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is directly talking with us now with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So we are able to listen to Krishna and getting the complete instructions, knowledge from Him. So and just by following this, every day we are going to make progress. And we are going to go to Krishna. We are actually getting ourselves closer to Krishna with our efforts, what we are doing every day. So that way we don't have to really worry about all our connections with this material world or anything. This is going to slowly, we are going to ourselves get out of these connections. Everything is going to happen because Krishna is going to occupy us. Krishna is going to make sure that we are very much occupied in his service. That's what is very important. We'll be serving Krishna. Krishna knows what is the best job for us. Krishna knows what we are supposed to do. So if we just study Bhagavad Gita, if we just want to serve Krishna, then Krishna creates opportunities for us, and Krishna gives the skills what we need to perform the tasks for him. So that's what is very important. Any job, when you apply here, when you want to apply for some job, so before that you need to know what are the skills required for that job, and what are the degrees required for that job, what are the education, all such things, the qualifications required. So now, if Krishna wants us to engage in his service, and we are submitting ourselves to Krishna, we fully depend on Krishna. We don't worry about anything else in this material world. So that way, Krishna actually, he gives us the needed skills. He trains us actually. He will train us. So, and then he gives us the knowledge. He gives us the skills. And then he will engage us in his service. That's what is very important. So that way, we are very fortunate now to directly get trained by Krishna and depend on Krishna and do everything for Krishna. So that way, materially speaking, we will not be the loser at all. Even spiritually speaking or materially speaking, the devotee of Krishna will never meet with any failure. So that's why Krishna is saying that, declare it very boldly, O son of Kunti, declare it very boldly that my devotee will never perish. So being a devotee of Krishna is very important. That's why in the 12th chapter, all the slokas what we are studying now, at the end Krishna is saying that Bhaktiman Same Priyaga, Yo Mad Bhaktaga Same Priyaga. So everywhere Krishna is using the word Bhakti, devotee. Bhakta is a devotee. So we are all devoted to Krishna with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So without any doubt, very scientifically, we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Yomam evam asammodo jnanati purushottam. Yomam ajam anadim cha vetiloka maheswaram. Asammodaga samartyesu sarva papaigi pramuchyade. So those who understand that I am unborn and I am the supreme controller of all these words, Yomam ajam anadim cha, ajam, I am unborn and I have no beginning. Yomam ajam anadim cha vetiloka maheswaram. Asammodaga, without any confusion, without any doubt. So asammodagam, so sarva papaigi pramuchyade. He is relieved from all sins. He is freed from all sins. Sarva papaigi pramuchyade. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So that we know it. We know. We have no doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is everything. Krishna is the original Supreme Person. Adi Purusha. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. We know that Govinda, Krishna is the Adi Purusha. He is the primeval Lord and we worship him. So there is no doubt about it. So we are so busy with worshipping Krishna, remembering Krishna. So Krishna is everything for us in this life. So, and based on this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. How we all know this, how we know all about this, it's only purely based on the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us everything we need. So that way, we are not afraid of death. We are not afraid of anything in this material world. No fear about anything. Because there is no attachment to any material things in this world. So we are attached only to Krishna. So that way, we will depend only on Krishna and let Krishna take care of ourselves very nicely. So that way we will be very happy, peaceful every day and do everything for Krishna. So that kind of opportunity what we have got. So what we are doing every day is studying this Bhagavad Gita and studying each and every sloka very deeply. So this is not at all an ordinary project or ordinary thing in our life. This is really Krishna's mercy. We are doing this Jnana Yajna. We are doing this offering to Krishna. We are progressing every day. And all our questions are answered. And especially, I don't think in any other groups, they discuss these many questions actually. Very, so many questions. We are almost, Krishna's mercy, we know that Bhagavad Gita has got answers for all questions. Because every question is answered by Bhagavad Gita. So that's why Krishna said very clearly in Bhagavad Gita that if you know this, there is nothing else is there for you to know. But here we are discussing so many different questions and ask and understanding everything very clearly. So this is all by Krishna's causeless means. So in the 12th chapter, so we finished up to 19 slokas, and in all these slokas, what we studied, Krishna is teaching us that you will come to me, you are dearer to me, like that. So in the sloka, what 18 and 19, what we studied yesterday, Krishna said that Samaga satrau cha mitre cha tata mana apamanayo sitoshna sukha dukkeshu samaga sanga vivarjitaga tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit Aniketaga stiramati bhaktiman me priyo naraga. That's what we studied. So I mentioned about in the 14th chapter also, when Arjuna asked the question about the symptoms of a person who is freed from the three modes of material nature. At that time Krishna is saying the same thing. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prakasam cha Pravrittim cha Mogameva cha Pandava Nadvesti Sampravrittani Nanivrittani Kankshati Udasina Vadasino Gunairyo na Vichalyate Gunaga Vartanta Ityeva Yovastite Negate. So these two slokas, then the next two slokas, whatever Krishna says, it's exactly the same like in the slokas 18 and 19 in the 12th chapter. So in the next sloka, two slokas, Krishna is saying that Samadukka Sukhaga Swastaga. So that's what here Krishna is saying that Sitosana Sukha Dukkeshu. So that's what Samadukka Sukhaga Swastaga. Sitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu. Samalostasma Kanchanaga. Who is equal to both pebbles, stones and gold, everything. Tulya Priya Priyodiras. So one who is equal to both the Priya and Apriya. So there is, you like someone or don't like someone, not like that. You be equal to everyone. So that's what Krishna is saying there. Tulya Priya Priyodiragam. So here Krishna is saying that Samaga Satrocha Mitrecha Tata Mana Apamanayo. So same thing Krishna is teaching here that Tulya Nindatma Samstutigi. Tulya Nindatma. Ninda means during if somebody is blaspheming. So Tulya Nindatma Samstuti. Samstuti means somebody is praising. So same thing here. Tulya Ninda Stutir Mauni. That's what Krishna is saying there. In defamation, Tulya Ninda Stutir Mauni. So same thing here. Krishna is saying that Tulya Nindatma Samstuti in the 14th chapter. Then Mana Apamanayo Tulya. So here also Krishna is saying that Mana Apamanayo Tulyagam. So Tulya Ninda Stutir Mauni. So in the previously also, in the first line itself, Tata Mana Apamanayo. That's what Krishna is saying. In the 18th sloka, Samaga Satraucha Mitrecha Tata Mana Apamanayo. So Mana honor, Apamana is dishonor. So same thing Krishna is saying that Mana Apamano Tulyaga. Tulyo Mitrari Pakshayo. So same thing, Mitra is a friend, Ari is enemy. Same thing here, Samaga Satraucha Mitrecha, one is equal to friend and enemy. So I'm just comparing all those things. So Krishna is saying exactly the same thing. So if we do that, so that means we are already freed ourselves from the three modes of material nature. So one who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and who is engaged in devotional service, such a person of mine is very dear to me. So now in the 20th sloka, the last sloka, what we are studying, Krishna is teaching in the 12th chapter, 20th sloka. Ye tu dharmamritham idam yathoktam paryupasate shraddadana matparama bhaktaste athiva me priyaga. Yetu dharmamritam idam. So this is the nectar. This Bhagavad Gita is the nectar of dharma. So that's what dharmamritam. This Bhagavad Gita is the dharma. This Bhagavad Gita is the yoga. So that's why Krishna has said that when he comes here to establish the dharma, the principles of dharma, Krishna is saying that yada yada ki dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyakam. So paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So dharma samsthapanarthaya. So to establish the dharma. So this Bhagavad Gita is the dharma. Krishna has given us this dharma, this knowledge. Yetu dharmamritam idam yadoktam. Whatever I just now said. So this is whatever yadoktam, whatever I said. So that is the dharmamritam. It's the nectar of dharma, nectar of righteousness, basically. Dharma. So yetu dharmamritam idam yathoktam pariyupasate saddadana mat parama. Anyone who follows this Bhagavad Gita with faith, keeping me as the destination. That's what saddadana mat parama. Bhaktas te ativa me priyaga. So he is very, very dear to me. Of all the devotees, so those devotees who are actually following this Bhagavad Gita very sincerely, so who follow everything, whatever I said here in this Bhagavad Gita, so they are very, very dear to me. Ativa me priyaga. So here and all these slokas, Krishna is saying that very dear to me, very, very dear to me, all such things. And I always quote those slokas in the 18th chapter towards the end. Krishna is saying that in the 67, 68 slokas. Krishna is saying that Nachatasman Manushyesu kaschin me priyakrittamaga bhavita nachame tasman anyaga priyataro bhavigi. No one in this world is dearer to me than this person who gives this knowledge to others. So that way, and in the future also, no one else can become dearer to me than this person. So we will become dearer to Krishna by just spreading this message of Krishna. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 12th chapter today, by Krishna's mercy. Hare Krishna, I will stop now and we will discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.